How's it going, guys? Jerry here, and welcome to another top 5 Pokemon video. In today's video, I am going to be talking about my favorite water Pokemon. Now guys, please keep in mind, I am not going to be talking about any legendary water Pokemon because in the future, I plan on making a top 10 legendary Pokemon list. Today is strictly for those Pokemon that are not legendary, that also happen to be water Pokemon. Before we start our top 5, I want to make mention of one quick thing. This list is going to be based 100% off of my opinion, which means if there's a Pokemon on this list you don't agree with being there, please make sure to voice your opinion down in the comment section below. But with all of that being said, I think it's about time that we got started with today's top 5 water Pokemon. Starting off the countdown at number 5, we have the final evolution of the X and Y water starter. We have Greninja. Before we progress any further on the reasons as to why I like Greninja, I'm going to address one quick thing. I am very well aware that Greninja is incredibly, and I mean incredibly overrated, but despite that, Greninja is also a very good Pokemon, which kind of goes hand in hand as to why Greninja is overrated in the first place. But nonetheless, this water and dark type is one of my favorites for a multitude of reasons. Protean, its hidden ability being the first, its immense move pool being the second, and lastly, well, it's a fucking ninja frog. Need I say more? For those of you unaware of what the ability Protean does, this ability changes the typing of any Pokemon with it into the type of any move it uses. For example, using the move Ice Beam or Gunk Shot will turn Greninja into an Ice or Poison type respectively. Its immense move pool pretty much speaks for itself, especially in competitive play. Nothing really switched into Greninja safely, especially in ORAS, where it gained access to Gunk Shot and Low Kick, making Greninja a very dangerous threat. It wasn't too long, however, before this awesome Pokemon made its way into the Uber tier of Smogon. As overpowered and as overrated as this ninja frog may be, it was a joy to use, and it's definitely considered one of the best water Pokemon of all time. Next up, at number 4, we have one of my favorite underused Pokemon since, well, ever really. We have the tender Pokemon, Milotic. In all honesty, whenever I construct a new team for either the OU or UU tiers, Milotic is always an open option just because of how incredibly bulky this thing is. It's a little ironic as well, just for the sheer fact that you'd never expect a Pokemon with such beauty and grace to be as bulky as Milotic. But rest assured, without a shadow of a doubt, Milotic is a wall that will not fall. Well, won't fall easily is what I'm trying to say here. The best part is, I haven't even taken Marvel Scale into account. Marvel Scale is such an amazing ability, especially for Milotic, because if inflicted with the status condition, such as a burn or a poison, its defense gets a boost. A 50% boost to be exact. I think it's kind of clear as to why I enjoy using Milotic so much. It's very bulky, it's very annoying, and it's definitely one of my favorite guilty pleasures to use in competitive play. Coming in at number 3, we have a Pokemon that was always a staple in my team whenever I played a Gen 3 game, whether it be Ruby, Sapphire, or Emerald. We have the brutal Pokemon, Sharpedo. Now, this one is a bit of an odd choice for me due to the fact that I am terrified of sharks. But despite my fear of sharks, I honestly love Sharpedo. To begin with, water and dark is one of my favorite type combinations ever, which completely makes sense since my favorite type is actually dark. Simply put, Sharpedo is purely an all-out offense as shown by its amazing attack stat as well as both of its special attack and speed stats. On the topic of speed, we have to mention how Sharpedo's speed is furthered with its hidden ability Speed Boost. Now I'm pretty sure I don't need to go over what this ability does, since the name itself is pretty self-explanatory. Unfortunately for us, the phrase "the best defense is a good offense" really doesn't relate in this scenario due to the fact that Sharpedo here is a very good glass cannon, which means Sharpedo is the true definition of a glass cannon. Sharpedo can definitely deal out strong punches, but it can't really take them back in return. Nonetheless, Sharpedo is definitely a great Pokemon despite having a lackluster defense. Its greatness though was only furthered in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire when Sharpedo received its Mega Evolution. Now surely I may be terrified of sharks in real life, but Sharpedo here is I got it. Jossum! Get it? Jossum? Because Jaws? No? Alright. We're down to the wire. Just 2 more water Pokemon left to cover. And number 2 goes to the overlooked Sea Serpent rejected dragon thing. We have the atrocious Pokemon Gyarados. Now, what can I say about Gyarados that hasn't yet been said before? I really can't think of anything to say because everything has legitimately been said about this thing. There's a reason as to why Gyarados is in the OUT of Smogon. There's a reason as to why Gyarados is so popular amongst Pokemon fans. This thing even has legendary fame in Generation 2 due to being the first static shiny encounter. I can go on and on and on about Gyarados, but in reality, I just sound like a broken record. I know that several of you guys, me included, were disappointed that Gyarados was a water flying type as opposed to water and dragon type. But think about it for a second, you guys. If Gyarados was indeed a water and dragon type, there would be no challenge to any Pokemon game. This thing would literally run over everything. I don't have anything much to say about Gyarados. I just love Gyarados, okay you guys? I literally love Gyarados. Allow me to gush at least once in my life, please. And finally, we have reached the number 1 water type of this countdown, and this may surprise some of you, but my favorite water Pokemon as of recent time goes to Crawdon. First off, I just want to clarify, Crawdon is labeled as the rogue Pokemon. The fucking rogue Pokemon. That's badass in and of itself. To be perfectly honest though, I was never a fan of Crawdon before X and Y. Crawdon was just sort of there. But in the current generation of Pokemon, Crawdon is definitely nothing to fuck around with. Crawdon's stats may look a bit mediocre, but an attack stat of 120 is really nothing to laugh at. Thankfully, Crawdon has also become a bit more relevant in this generation of Pokemon, and that's pretty much thanks to the recent buff that Crabhammer got. In addition to Crabhammer's buff, Crawdon also got Aqua Jet, a wonderful new move that adds priority to Crawdon's already magnificent offense. And of course, I have to make mention of Knockoff, one of the best moves in competitive play, and Adaptability, one of the best, if not the best ability in competitive play. Slap a Choice Band on Crawdon and you pretty much have the recipe to deal some major damage to anything standing in your path. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, my top 5 water Pokemon. Again, if there's a Pokemon on my list that you don't agree with being there, please make sure to voice your opinion down in the comment section below. But with all of that being said, this is going to wrap up today's top 5 countdown. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to drop a like down below. Likes are very much appreciated. And if you're new to my channel and you enjoyed what you saw, then please consider subscribing because subscribing also helps out a ton. But with all that being said, you guys, once again, thank you so much for watching. My name is Jerry, and until next time, stay awesome.